What's up, everybody? We're back again with Crucian Vapes. You're here with Moses, and today I want to do a review on a product that's kind of popular out there right now due to the price point. It's roughly, on the rounding off numbers, 50 bucks right now. You could possibly get it for 40, depends where you go. We're going to do a review on the Wismec Reuleaux RX200. The device is pretty nice. It came out after the DNA 200, I believe, from Wismec, which is a really nice device. Inside the box, I'm not going to waste too much time on there. You get your quick guide in very different languages. And then you get your USB cord, which is for charging or updating the firmware on your device. I'll start off by saying right now, don't charge your device with a USB cord. Get yourself an external charger. Don't ever use a USB charger on any small or device like this and charge it. I don't think it's safe, in my opinion. Anyways, here she is, or it is. I have it. I have the Griffin sitting on there. It's all black. I just have it. I bought it this way with a J wrap on there. Nice little screen. Take a quick puff on it, and then we'll scoop down and get some details and somewhat take her apart. It's running nice on temp control right now. Still getting nice clouds. Not as big as I would with the Griffin if I had it on wattage mode, but I'm choosing flavor over clouds right now. All right, let's get down and dirty. All right, well, here's the RX200 on a close-up. Very nice device. I like the contour of it. Little round shape right there. Fits perfect right in the hand. It is a little heavy, but I don't mind it. It's running on the back. If you take off the back battery panel, which you can tell it grabs really nice. It is running 3 18650s in series. I'm going to go ahead and take out the batteries here. If you notice on the inside, you have your negative signs and your positive signs. So your far back two batteries go from negative to positive. And on the front one, it goes from positive to negative. So make sure you pay attention to that. Although it has reverse polarity protection, I believe you pronounce it. So even if you put them in wrong, nothing would happen. But still, just so you know. It is very well built. Here are the vent holes for the battery, if you can see that. And it has another 3 vent holes on this side. Also has more venting on the bottom. Right here for the chip. With the way you put them in. Well, actually, on the contact pins, they're gold plated. They're very nice and solid. You can see they're not like too springy where the batteries might like jerk around, which is good. On the too far back end batteries, you want to put in the negative and then the positive. Again, the same thing here, negative and then the positive. It snaps in easy. If you do it the other way, you'll be getting something like this where it's going to be smacking against the pin there. On the front battery, since it goes negative to positive, you're going to put the negative side down, smack it or push it right in. If you notice in the battery panel, it has 4 nice magnets that hold extremely nice. You can hear it lock in. It moves a little. You have to force it. Apart from that, if I took it and I shook it, you don't hear anything. So the magnets hold very well. Once you put in the batteries, the device does turn on. The screen does, at least. When we look up here on the top, you'll see your adjustable 510 pin connection. Good threading. I have not had a problem with anything that I've put up here to fire it. Everything makes good connection. Nothing gives me a hard time. Let's look up here onto the screen real fast. 5 clicks on or off, and 5 clicks on. Now if you, let's turn it all the way off. As you see, check out the rotation of the screen real fast. So you would hold it this way, and then now you turn it, press the fire button 6 times. Now, in order to change the rotation of that screen so that you can hold the device this way, you would then have to hold the up or the down and the up button, or the negative and the positive, push them simultaneously, Hold for about 6 seconds, and the rotation of the screen rotates, or the screen rotates. Now, if you press the fire button 5 times to reactivate the device or turn it back on, you notice now the screen is facing the opposite direction. Now, I don't like the screen that way, so I'm going to power it back off. 5 clicks to power off. Press the up and down button. Change back to rotation. Now, while the device is on the off mode, you press the fire button and your up button together at the same time, and you'll go into a menu called TCR, Temperature Coefficient of Resistance. Here, you can set your coefficients for the wire that you're running. On M1, memory 1, memory 2, and memory 3. On memory 1, I have it set to 92. I'm running stainless steel 316L. Well, if you don't do anything and just leave it alone, it does power itself back off. So now, let's turn the device back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, as you notice on the screen, you have your battery, you have your wattage. I'm currently in temp mode. You have your battery, your wattage, your ohms, and you have your degrees. In temp mode, it goes from 200 degrees Fahrenheit to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Once you reach those limits, if you're at 600 degrees Fahrenheit, you press up 1 time, and it'll kick you into Celsius. And it goes from 100 Celsius to 315 Celsius. Now, once we're in this menu, before I get into that detail, you press the fire button 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and you go into your temperature and wattage mode, so you can choose between the menu. You have your wattage, your temperature control for your nichrome, titanium, stainless steel, your menu 1, 2, and 3, like I showed you how to do that. Let's go ahead and go into wattage mode real fast. If you hold the button for 5 seconds while firing, or for 10 seconds, the device automatically stops firing, and I believe it shuts off. I haven't tried. I'm not going to. Here you can see your voltage, your ohms, your battery, and then how many watts you're pushing. It goes from 1 watt all the way up to 200 watts. I'm going to shoot it up. And as you notice that I'm going up on wattage, the voltage is also going up, so you know your voltage output. The device goes up to a maximum of 8 or 9 volts. I, for some reason, have not been able to get it to 9 volts. I really don't care. I don't even fire this thing at 200 watts because I already have, and it's massive. So let's go ahead and just take this down so I don't fire it later by an accident, because I did that already a couple times. Now we go into, let's go back into temperature control by pressing the fire button 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Now while we're in this menu, I'm going to go into stainless steel settings, press the fire button to select. Now what you do when you're going to go into temp mode, make sure that your build has, your current build has cooled down to room temperature, so that your ohms are not, like, you know, moving up and down or set to the wrong ohms. And you're going to press the fire button and the up button at the same time, and you're going to lock your resistance in. Always do that before you fire in temp mode. Now you can see I'm at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to take it up to about 540 or 40. Now, in order to change your wattage while you're in temp mode, you're going to press the fire button 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice now I'm able to control my wattage, and my degrees go down to the bottom left. If you do not touch the device for a minute, it will switch automatically back to Fahrenheit or Celsius, depending on what you have it on. You're also 4 clicks, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're still able to take her all the way up to 200 watts in temp mode. And you're also able to hold the button to speed through and go down. On temp mode, you're able to build to a 0.05 and as high as a 0.15 or 1.5, I believe. What else we got? On the front here, you notice it has a USB port, which we talked about for updating your firmware. I would not suggest charging the device from here. You can go to Wismec.com and get the firmware updates from there. You plug in the USB to your computer, and the software does everything there, everything else from there. I actually forgot one thing. While the device is turned on, if you hold the fire button and the down button together at the same time, it'll go into what's called stealth mode. While in stealth mode, the device will still fire. The screen will not cut on. so you can hear it fire. This way the screen's not lighting up every time you take a hit. Also, if you want to turn that back off, you hold the fire button and the down button at the same time, and stealth mode will come off. Also, while the device is still on, you can press the down and the up button. It'll lock the device. Just these two buttons at the bottom, so that you're unable to change any wattage or degrees or any information in that screen. The device is still active. It still will work. You can still do stealth mode, hold the two bottom buttons together, and it'll reactivate the buttons so that you're able to make adjustments. And real fast, while the tank is already low on juice, and you can see the juice is not even getting to the juice wells, I'm going to take a couple hits to show you how temp mode will not allow me to get any dry hits. I have it set to 540 degrees Fahrenheit and 83 wattage. You see the cloud starting to get a lot less. I feel the heat going down, and she's dry. You'll literally be able to vape it all the way down till the cotton's completely dry without getting dry hits. I'm pretty sure at the very end you may get a little bit of a dry hit, maybe a taste of it, but it's like nothing compared to a regular dry hit. And I think all regular vapors know, and the new vapors, if you don't know what a dry hit is, you will learn eventually if you're not in temp mode. It is very disgusting, very harsh throat hit. That's very unpleasant. I'm still able to hit, and the juice is barely getting into any of the juice wells, maybe like one. Anyways, that's it. Right back to the story. I don't think there's pretty much nothing else to talk about. Well, actually, you know what? We can talk about this. Let me show you guys something. I'm pretty much new to the whole temp control, and I think this stuff is amazing. While you're in temp mode, and my build's a little funky right now. This is my first separated coil build, which I know it would seem like it'd be easy, but to me, I think it could look a lot better. Let me see if I can get a focus in there. There you go. But it's whatever. And also, yesterday I actually fired it by an accident at 200 watts, so it might have moved it a little bit also. Now, while you're in temp mode, make sure I have it locked. We're at 83 degrees, or 83 watts, 500 degrees Fahrenheit. You can press the fire button, and as you notice, it's not like just getting super hot. It's the temperature control is kicking in. So what that does is, if let's say you had this tank on and it was running dry, as you start running out of juice on the cotton, it starts firing less, which at the end of the day it just stops you from getting a dry hit. Other people may have had other experiences, but that's my experience with it, and I love it, because sometimes I'm not always paying attention, and I just keep on going until the cotton's burning. Now, that's good. Now, let me just show you if we kick it back. Oh, I turned it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, sorry. Let's go ahead and go into wattage mode real fast. And we have it set to 60 watts, 4.22 volts. If you notice, I press the fire button, it fires like a regular regulated mod. Or even a mechanical box mod, or a mechanical mod. I don't like it like that. I'm extremely happy with temp control, so I'm going to go put it back there now before I forget. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and take her back to stainless steel. My resistance is still locked in, and I'm going to go ahead and put my tank back on. The device is very sturdy and very nice. I would suggest it to anyone that doesn't have $150 or $200 to buy a more expensive mod. That's about it for the device. Let's go ahead and take it back to FaceTime and go from there. So one thing that I have to say, because there's too many people getting injured and too many people hurting themselves, and one thing I forgot to cover on FaceTime, it takes 3 batteries. Those 3 batteries have to be married, meaning right now I'm running 3 VCT5s from Sony. I bought them together. They stayed together. They charge together. They discharge together. I have another set of batteries, and I have them in 3s. These 3 charge together, discharge together. They stay together. They're married forever. Do not change out this battery and put, grab one of these. Don't put a Samsung 25R battery and smack it in there with those. It's not safe. It's not good. I don't think you're going to get a good result from it. And it possibly can be very dangerous when you mix and match batteries. Also, it's very easy. Last night, I went ahead and searched again just to make sure that the websites are out there. And they're there. Do your battery safety training. Get acquainted with all these new style of batteries and the discharge and charge. And you know, the last thing I want is for anybody out there, especially a lot of your new vapors, to come in and see a box like this for 50 bucks and go get it real fast and then not know what you're doing. Which is fine, because on temp control, I didn't know. And I ordered it, and then I started doing research. And as it got here, I still wasn't done with my research. And I started playing with it. But I've been vaping for 2 years. So I have a little bit more in-depth about how this stuff works. And I've been vaping for a while, so it's nothing new to me. Before you build on your device, find out what your device is capable of. How low can you build? Check your batteries. What can they handle? Check out chargers. Right now, I'm using the Digi D4 by Nycor, and this one works great for me. Could I use a bigger one? Of course, because is there better ones? Yeah, probably, but that's all I need. So that's what I have. Other than that, that's about it. Just like I said, make sure you just get acquainted with what you have, man. Don't just buy stuff. Don't get sold at the stores. You know, most stores out there nowadays, they just want to sell you something just to make money. And once they get your money, you're out the door. You're not their problem anymore. And most of the time, you have to sign a paper saying that, you know, they're not responsible for you once you leave out the store. But anyways, that's that. Wismec Reuleaux RX200 by Jabo, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, Jabo. This thing is great. Go get yourself one if you ain't got one. For the price, you cannot beat it. The warranty is 90 days. You have to have the receipt from the place that you bought it from. And then you have to take the device, the device, tongue twister. The device, the receipt, back to the same store you got it from. And then you can have it replaced. Depending on them. I guess some people are kind of funky. But 90-day warranty. If it breaks, just get another one. If not, you have the time and you want to be curious and play around with it, go buy the DNA 200 chip and open her up and put a DNA 200 chip in there, and then you'll be good to go. Although you can get the DNA 200 by Wismec for less than what you're going to pay for doing it by yourself. But anyways. Well, let's just vapor one more time and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah. Clear enough for you? All right. Yeah. Why niggas look mad? Y'all supposed to be happy on the street.